something that arose in me after listening to my colleague's video the other day, which was about, he called it violating someone's vulnerability, I think it was. And I watched that, and it was interesting to me because as I listened, I sat with this place where I can do the very thing that he was speaking about, which is give advice or try to resolve what someone's feeling. And it had me sitting with why do I do that? And when I really felt into it, what arose to me was that essentially as a kid, I think that I was privy to feeling a lot of the emotions that were being felt in my home and not expressed. And I think that because there wasn't context set for what was really going on for people, perhaps because they actually didn't know how to communicate that, or who knows why, I started to make up that I didn't know when it was going to end, that they were going to feel this, how long they were going to feel it for. And essentially, usually what would happen if it was like a darker, sticky emotion that they were feeling, like anger or resentment or frustration, or they were the main ones, that their capacity to express love for me would largely decrease, and shit, I get that. It's hard, it's hard to stay in my heart and expressing love if I feel frustration and anger about something, even, when it's not about that person. So anyway, as a kid, I internalized that and, linked the two together, that when someone's experiencing those kinds of emotions, I don't get love, and I don't know how long it's gonna last for. And as a kid, I guess I couldn't be like, we'll see you guys, you deal with that, I'm gonna just go to the beach or whatever. I couldn't do that. I was too young. So I was kind of stuck there, if you like. And now I notice at times I can feel really intense sensation if I see someone in that state. Which is kind of curious to me, because if I'm sitting in a therapeutic context with someone, I love going into that stuff, and being in there with them. But if it's a personal relationship, I notice that voice comes up of like, I don't know when this is going to end. It's going to go on forever. And I really believe it in that moment. And I know that that's like not an adult voice, because nothing actually lasts forever, so I get that it's a really young part of me. So anyway, it's had me kind of in this inquiry about sitting with other people's emotion. So this morning I got a really great opportunity to do that. A friend was sharing with me some sticky emotions that they were feeling about me, and or that's the kind of the context that they said, that was about me. And I got to sit with something that I practice as often as I can remember, which is what someone feels, what someone does, what someone says, what someone thinks is more about them than it is about me. Likewise, my reaction to when someone's feeling emotion, what they're feeling is more about them, but how I respond to it is actually more about me. And so this morning I really got to kind of sit in that. And what happened for me was, firstly, I checked in like, is this true for me? Kind of the projections that this person's sharing with me, is it true for me? And on this occasion, it wasn't true. So I was able to share that it didn't fit for me. But I didn't have this strong reaction that I might have had in the past, because this person seemed to be experiencing quite a lot of internal churning, and I actually felt a lot of compassion. And in the past, that just wouldn't have been available to me. It was like my reality was collapsed into other people's realities, because I made up that whatever you were feeling, thinking, doing was somehow about me or to do with me, or I'd caused it. Probably as a kid, because we're so egocentric, everything that our parents do, we do make about us. If you're angry, I must have caused it. If you're happy, I probably caused it. Plus, you know, if you've had parents who say that, you know, I'm so frustrated with you right now because you're you're taking so long to get in the car. Like, there can be a lot of wiring in there that really is like, that I can really make what you do, think and feel and say about me. So this morning, I'm like celebrating because I really care about this person, and I actually got to really sit with the separateness that I felt between myself and this person, and actually like be in observation of what was going on for them and the way that they process it and the way that they share it, you know, which in the moment was pretty uncontained, but I actually got to like get, oh, like this is where this person is right now, you know, and this is about them, and not like, oh, this is about them, it doesn't matter. It's like, I care about this person. So it was like, they're actually telling me something about them right now. Even though they're saying, you know, I feel violated, or I feel not cared about, or these kinds of things, which are essentially about someone else, I was able to sit with, like this is their interpretation of when X, Y, Z happens, this is how they interpret it. Is it true for me that they were my actions? No, it's not. But I care about this person, and this person is telling me something about them. So, you know, this has been pretty revelationary for me, and like really getting to experience and reap the benefits of holding these really internal, strong boundaries for myself is massive. You know, I spent so long trying to work out who I am. Like, who am I? Going to workshops and meditating and journaling every day, like all the things since I was about 15, actually. And I felt this feeling like, I don't know who I am. Who am I? I don't know who I am. I feel confused about who I am. I seem to lose who I am really easily. And I believe it was essentially because I didn't have good internal boundaries where I could actually, so I'd literally collapse into people. You know, people would have feelings and they'd become mine. I'd feel responsible for them, and then I need to defend myself or people please to fix it or whatever, you know. And no wonder I didn't know who I was, because I was almost like all these elements of all these other people. And this morning I'm like, feeling like really good in my body, because I get in this moment who I am. You know, I love people, I care about them, my intention is good, and people get hurt sometimes, you know, by the stories that they make up, or that they have needs and they don't actually know how to express them, and then they start to feel fucked up about that, and they get scared that they're not going to get approved of, and I relate to all of that stuff. So I feel good right now that I can actually feel my own dignity, my own sovereignty, and feel humbled. You know, I too have been exactly where my friend was this morning. I totally relate. And it feels like being able to hold this pole of getting our separateness and feeling who I am, you know, and the truth of who I am, has me then be more available to just hear what was going on for them, and let them share all of those things with me, and hear it as a learning. I'm learning about you. And I feel grateful for someone sharing about who they are with me, even if that's not how they're saying it. I don't need them to change how they're saying it. It's got to do with how I listen. So I'm celebrating with you guys today, and who knows, next time I'm on here, I might be in a different process. But today's a win for me, and I hope that through sharing this, you guys also can relate or have some insight around where you do this or want to do it more. And I'd actually love for you to share that under this video. I think this is a really important topic in terms of us coming up and out into the world in, you know, collective leadership, in our sovereignty, but also in our humility of knowing kind of the balance between those two things. Okay, thanks guys.